Babe, what's the address? What's the address? What's the address?
4375 Cashman Road. It's a zip code, babe. 30331.
Get real-world experience for the world of music and audio at Full Sail University. Recording, producing.
This is going to be a quick tutorial to get you started. You click the link in the description of this desktop using the link in the description. You want to open it up. The very first thing we're going to do here is come down to the bottom left and open up the settings. And then on the bottom left of the settings tab, we're going to click login. Here you will see a few different platforms. In this example, we're going to be using Twitch, which is probably one of the more common platforms you're going to be streaming to. So you just want to click the Twitch icon or whichever icon you want to stream to and then log into that platform. Once you log in, you may see a feed show up as I have, showing your recent followers and things like that. But otherwise, we're going to be starting with a very blank canvas. First thing I'll mention is sources. This is how you add sources to your stream, such as your game or your webcam. So you just want to click the plus here, and then you will have a lot of options here First of which you're probably going to want to add is your game capture if you're streaming games. You also have the option to use display capture, and display capture will capture your entire monitor that you select as opposed to only the game window. But there's a lot of options here. You can play around with these and find what you need. Also, if you are using a webcam, it will be listed under the video capture device source. So make sure if you have a webcam you want to set up, that's the source you're going to want to use. Once you do link your platform account, if you do go back into so make sure if you have a webcam you want to set up, that's the source you're going to want to use. Once you do link your platform account, if you do go back into the sources and scroll down to widgets, here's where you can add all of your cool things like your alerts, your donation goals, follower goals, all of that type of thing. Once you add your game and webcam sources and whatever other sources you want to add, we're going to go ahead and make sure our microphone is set up. So here on the right hand side, you're going to see this audio mixer tab. Now, desktop audio is by default going to be on, so basically any sound that's coming through your computer, your speakers, or your headset is going to come through desktop audio. So this will include your game, any friends you're talking to on Discord, any videos you're watching or music you're playing. playing in the background, it will all come through this one track. So to set up the mic, we're just going to click this little settings wheel down by the mic, and then we're going to click properties, and then it'll bring up this menu. So here under device, I don't know what that weird number is, but we're going to find whatever your microphone is. So this might be your headset microphone or your USB mic. In my case, I have a Scarlett Solo, so I'm going to select this one, and that is my microphone. You can also test the audio here and do some other things, but those are a little more complicated, and really selecting the device is all you should really have to do here. Then you can just exit out. As you can see on the bottom right now, my microphone is picking up just fine. I do have videos on some microphone filters if you do want to increase your microphone quality on stream. I'll link that in the description as well if you want to check that video out. Before we get into the more advanced settings when it comes to streaming, you just want to run a speed test here and see what your upload speed is. The download is not as important, but you want to make sure your upload is ideally at least a 10 or higher. Ideally higher, you want more like a 20 to 30 to be really safe and have a lot of room to stream at a good quality with the settings I'm about to show you. So make sure you run a speed test and make sure you know what your upload speed is before you go into this. I'm going to put a chart up on the screen right now that is Twitch's recommended bitrate for streaming and at what resolution, because I'm going to assume you want to stream at least 1080 or 720, and to do that you're going to need at least a 10 upload. As you can see, I just upgraded my internet today actually, so my upload is 19, so I have plenty of internet upload speed to stream at 1080p 60 fps, which is what I'm going to be setting up now. But to begin the setup, we're just going to come back down to the settings, open that up, and then we're going to start with video and audio. So we already kind of set up some audio here, but you can also come into this menu and add your microphone here, as well as more desktop audio tracks, or change your desktop audio track to turn it on if it's not on for some reason. But that's really it for audio. You can kind of leave this the same. Video, this is pretty important. Your base canvas resolution is simply your monitor size. I'd say for most people this is going to be 1920 by 1080 for a regular 1080p monitor. If you do have like a 1440p monitor or a 4K monitor, that will reflect here. So regardless of what you have here, you want to make sure whatever resolution you're going to be streaming at is what your output or scaled resolution is. So in this case, we're going to be using 1920 by 1080, but this is where you would change it to 1280 by 720 if you wanted to stream at 720p or any of these other resolutions. And you can also customize it if you want to stream at 936p or something like that. Downscale filter is not too important in my opinion. It defaults to Lanczos, it looks like, but bilinear is also fine. You can kind of leave this on whatever. Doesn't make a big difference in my opinion. When it comes to FPS, we do want to be using 60 FPS, especially if we are streaming games. It's going to look so much better, and it's kind of the standard nowadays. So if you're streaming IRL content or just your webcam, 30 FPS is okay still, but for gaming especially, make sure you're on 60. Once you have your video tab set up, we're going to go ahead and click the output tab up here on the top left, and make sure you are under the advanced output mode on the top, and then we're going to be taking a look at the streaming tab. So here you're going to ideally be using the NVENC new encoder. I do not recommend for downscale filters, so I have plenty of internet upload speed to stream at 1080p 60 fps, which is what I'm going to be setting up now. But to begin the setup, we're just going to come back down to the settings, open that up, and then we're going to start with video and audio. So we already kind of set up some audio here, but you can also come into this menu and add your microphone here, as well as more desktop audio tracks, or change your desktop audio track to turn it on if it's not on for some reason. But that's really it for audio. You can kind of leave this the same. Video, this is pretty important. Your base canvas resolution is